The title of my poster presentation is Effect of Imaging on Preoperative Staging and Treatment of Cervical Cancer. The authors are Professor Nisha Singh, Dr. Divya Sharma, Dr. Kirti Srivastav, Dr. Riddhi Jaiswal and Dr. Shuchi Agrawal. The study has been conducted in the King George's Medical University of Lucknow from India. The objective of the study was to compare preoperative clinical and image-based staging with pathological staging in operated cases of cervical cancer. The subjects chosen were 100 cases operated for cervical cancer from 2016 to 2020. So it was a prospective and retrospective study. Ethical clearance was obtained from the Institutional Ethical Committee and informed consent from all the patients. Methodology: the hospital records were searched for the pre-operative clinical and imaging findings to assess the pre-operative staging. We did the staging by the FIGO 2009 as well as 18 classification based on the clinical and imaging findings available. The different types of imaging used and their effect on change in the pre-operative staging was assessed. Per-operative findings and post-operative histopathological examination reports were also reviewed to assess the surgicopathological staging. Irrespective of the staging documented in the records, the staging was redone during this study. Statistical analysis was done on SPSS version 2. Coming to the results. Seeing the demographic profile of our patient, we found that 80% of the cases were above 40 years of age. They were postmenopausal and multiparous women. When we reviewed the records to find the imaging done, we found that 85 cases had some kind of pre-op imaging done. This included ultrasonography in 38 cases, CT scan in 9 cases, and MRI in 13 cases. In addition, 10 patients had ultrasound and a CT scan too, and 15 patients had ultrasound and MRI too. So the table 1 shows the comparison of staging done by the 2009 scoring system and the 2018 scoring system. And we found that 41 cases were upstaged by changing the FIGO staging system. As you can see in the table, 3 patients of stage 1B1 were upstaged to stage 1B3, 2 patients were upstaged to stage 1A1 and 1 were upstaged to stage 3C. Similarly, 13 cases of stage 1B2 were upstaged to stage 1B3 and 5 cases were upstaged to stage 3C. 10 cases of stage 2A1 were upstaged to stage 2A2 and 4 cases were upstaged to stage 3C. 3 cases of stage 2A2 were upstaged to stage 3C. The table 2 shows the effect of imaging on the staging. For this, we did the 2018 staging for all the cases with imaging and without imaging, and we compared that. So this was done in the 85 cases where we had the imaging available. So without imaging is shown the number of cases in different stages. Without the imaging is shown in the first column, while the staging classification with imaging reports included is shown in the second column. And you can see that 2 cases were upstaged in the stage 2A1, 9 cases were upstaged in the stage 2A2 and 13 cases were upstaged in the stage 3C, because only with imaging the lymph node status could be known preoperatively. The third table shows the comparison of the pre-op staging and the surgicopathological staging, and 32 cases showed an upstaging after the surgery according to the surgicopathological staging. These 32 cases had an upstaging because of various reasons. For 16 patients, it was the increase in the tumor size that was measured in the specimen that was received. In 9 cases, the parametrial invasion was seen microscopically on the edges of the parametrial tissue. In 5 cases, the lymph node showed microscopic metastasis. In 2 cases, stromal invasion was the cause of upstaging after the surgical procedure. So hence, comparing these results, we concluded that preoperative imaging upstages the cervical cancer in about 1/4 of cases, and adjuvant therapy is needed after surgicopathological staging in about 1/3 of the cases. Thank you.